Spy Family Season 1 Part 2, which covered episodes 13 through 25, it had a pretty substantial disparity between the strong episodes and the weak episodes, so I took a look back to see if I could notice any patterns between them. The episodes I would consider strong were episodes 13 through 15, when they introduced the dog Bond, then episode 18, or at least half of episode 18, when they introduced the character Daybreak, which was dumb but kind of funny, then the highlight of the season, episodes 21 through 23, which introduced Fiona Frost, and the last episode of the season, episode 25, in which they came into contact with Damien's dad. Now for the weak episodes. There was this whole stretch of episodes from 16 through 20 that were split into half episodes, and I'm not going to list them all, but you had things like You're Learning to Cook, Frankie Falling in Love, Anya Doing Some Crappy Art. And they did the same thing for episode 24 as well. They split into two halves. First half, Yor Gets Jealous and Drunk. Second half, Anya Goes Shopping with Becky. What were the common threads among the strong episodes? Well, they tended to have non-trivial plots lasting at least a full episode, if not longer, and they tended to introduce new characters, whereas in the weak episodes, they were all half-episodic stories with very basic or limited plots, they didn't feature new characters, and they tended to be very family or comedy-oriented. Now that last part may come as a surprise to many of you because Spy Family seems to be best known for its characters and its humor, when in actuality, it's not really good at either of those in isolation. Without some sort of action or plot to work off, it's just fallen back on the same old jokes from characters who are not particularly deep. I complained about this in season 1 when I talked about Anya, how she wasn't a realistic little girl, but rather a chimera of various traits that the author thought would be cute for a little girl to have. Now I realize that's not just Anya, but pretty much every character aside from Lloyd. They have a few very exaggerated personality traits and little nuance. Now you can absolutely have a good show like that, but either you need enough characters to keep the jokes fresh, or you need to take the focus off the characters by having something else going on, like a plot. When I say the P word, people often get the wrong idea. They think I'm talking about some kind of complicated plot or a serious plot, when in actuality you don't need any of those. Just take a look at the tennis subplot. It's not serious or complicated, it's just a fun sequence of events that makes you care about what's going on. Something like that is all you need. It's hard to quantify exactly how much of a plot you need to cross that threshold into being entertaining in general, but based on what I've seen from Spy Family so far, for this show, it needs to be more than half an episode long. I'm still giving Spy Family Part 2 a double plus because it started really well and it ended really well, but that stretch in the middle from episodes 16 through 20, it was really rough, and I hope that going forward, they cut down on the half-episodic stories like that.